broke his other foot while he's rehabbing his other ankle. So just kind of a...
That's why I don't lift.
It's dangerous, yeah.
So
Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason.
So that's some tough news for Rochester to start the season, but good news is they're saying 4 weeks. Now, to me, that sounds a bit optimistic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're going 4 weeks as of like right now, or if they're saying he's going to miss 4 weeks of the season, because really they have 4 weeks right now until the season starts.
Not 4 weeks of the season from what I'm reading.
Okay.
So,
But he's still going to have to get in game shape.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that, it is going to probably be week 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 before you see him in the starting lineup. But that's just me. I haven't looked into it.
Well, kids are made out of rubber. He'll be ready in no time.
Yeah, it helps being 17-8.
Yeah, it's not like me where I'd be out until Christmas. Yeah, it's different when you're 17. I mean, he'll bounce back a lot quicker.
So, coverage starts here on Sports Radio 1450, in case you haven't heard throughout the promos, but it starts August the 26th here on Sports Radio 1450 and on 96.7 The Boss. Very much looking forward to being a part of those broadcasts, too, hoping to bring you some of the pregame and the halftime and the postgame shows. So, I love the high school football season. I don't think there's anything better, and I know this town loves it, and it's good to have a sports radio station that supports it, actually.
Yeah.
And a lot of sponsors that do too. I think we had like 60-some sponsors last year. Maybe. I could be wrong. It's something up there though.
And one thing is, and the guys that do the broadcast, you have Sam and Jeff and Tim. They're fantastic. I mean, I've listened to college games where the broadcasts aren't as high quality. So
we got a whole crew. I mean, Levin helps too, and the Roop and Bridge and
all those guys.
Well,
Chris McLeod.
Okay, I guess.
Is Kirker going to be running the sidelines too a little bit?
Well, he should be. I mean, the man does it all. I mean,
behind the sidelines is Zach Kirker.
Yes, right.
I'm sure he'll be in there somewhere.
In all honesty, like I don't have a kid in high school yet, and
not yet.
I'm far removed from high school, and but still, I listen to so many football broadcasts in this town just because. Like, there are really a lot of ears tuned into that every week. So, good job to this station and the sister stations, I think, that air some games as well. Because, at times I just flip back and forth and just catch high school football on the radio. I don't even know any of these kids. But
right. Well,
they do a good job. They do a really good job.
The fun part is, though, a lot of the names don't change.
Yeah.
The
Little Brothers.
Yeah. It just keeps going. It's, it's tradition, and you have it a lot. It's building in Rochester, obviously, with the state championship. It's been at SHG for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
It's been in Chatham now for a long time.
Since we were there.
Yeah. Yep. Winning helps a lot. And there's a lot of good teams in the Central State 8. Jacksonville's, won some big games in recent years. So, they're right up there. Lincoln, they start to turn a corner, and you think they're going to be maybe a playoff team. So that, they're trying to get there too. I think, Lanfear's probably going to struggle this year, I have a feeling. Southeast, they're trying to do some different things, trying to get some more kids out over there.
Southeast is kind of like we talked earlier on baseball with Pittsburgh. And Southeast is one of these teams in the area that, you love to see them be successful because they've struggled for so long. I really hope that eventually they can find a coach that the coach stays there a while and builds a team and a foundation where that team can be a real competitive team year in and year out.
No, I agree. They were competitive in the 90s. There's no doubt about that. 529-1450 is our phone number. We've got a phone call. Let's take it. Good morning. You're on Sports 101. Go ahead.
Yeah, you guys were talking baseball earlier.
Sure.
I was watching Comcast last night during the rain delay, Cleveland and the White Sox, and they started talking about Aramis Ramirez possibly if he'd be a good fit with the White Sox. They brought up another interesting point that I couldn't believe when I heard it. Adam Dunn has hit the 5th most home runs in the last 10 years, and he's had the most strikeouts in the last 10 years, and the second closest guy in strikeouts was 300 away from him.
Yeah,
wow. And Carl, you're right. I've heard that also. That man's a win machine at bat. If he doesn't hit the ball out, it's swing and a miss, and the crowd gets a little bit of a breeze. He really does strike out a ton.
He's batting like 210 now.
I know, it's pathetic.
Yikes.
And then going
$4 million win machine.
Man, I think it's pretty doggone expensive, isn't it? there are a lot of teams that are thinking they're lucky stars they didn't sign him, and he's just really been awful. And then you mentioned about Ramirez. There's a problem is he's not going to agree, from the sounds of things, to opt out of his Cub contract because he doesn't want to uproot his family in the middle of the year. But, boy, there'd be a lot of...
Yeah, but he said the White Sox. He's going to Chicago.
It's too bad for... Well, I know, but I still don't know. I understand, but there's doubtful whether he's going to even do that. But I hope that for the Cub fans' sake he does, because, I mean, right now, the way he's hitting, you can get some pretty good prospects for him. But
good. Hey, how much... I hope that Lund kid comes back as soon as possible, and I hope everything's healed right. How much... Or can they even do this? Do you think the Oklahoma State athletic staff has any say into how that gets fixed? Like, you know what I mean?
That's a good question, but I would say none. I would say they can't really tell Rochester how to run their business. I mean, that's just me. That's just my opinion. That's me guessing.
Yeah, they might get in the ear of Lund.
Yeah, they might. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't.
Hopefully,
that's a great question. I don't think there's any rules around it, but I guarantee Okie State's getting in their ear, and don't rush it, blah blah blah. I would.
And are they interested? Absolutely. When the Oklahoma newspapers had the story in it, and on Scout.com, if you go to the Oklahoma State site, there it is. So I mean, they're very interested. I think you bring up a great point, caller. I'm sure that they're in someone's ear, just kind of keeping track of what's going on and giving their suggestions on what, you might do this to kind of speed things along.
But Derek, the coach, is smart, though, too. He's not gonna rush anything that he doesn't feel necessary.
One more Cub point, if I can, then I'll hang up. Blow the team up. Seriously, you keep Castro, Barney, Bird.
Blow that ballpark up while you're at it. Yes, please.
Well, I don't know about that, but... I know some people would like to, but come on. I mean, if it takes 4 or 5 years, it's taking this long. What's the difference?
Yeah, I hear you, and I agree with you. And Carl, one question also for you. I thought I heard that Soriano's willing to go, and the Cubs would even eat a good portion of that contract.
Good, do it.
Absolutely.
And Andrew can go with him, too.
a package deal, huh?
Yeah, thanks.
Great call.
Thanks for the call. 529-1450 is the phone number. Going back to Ramos Ramirez, too, his name's been shopped around a lot of places, actually. And they're even talking about him going back to Pittsburgh, where he originally started. That would be a big boost for their offense. There's no doubt about that, because Aram is hitting right now. The Cubbies struggling. Ramirez is hitting now. Carlos Peña's hitting now. Other than that, like the caller said, Darwin Barney and Starlin Castro, build a team around those guys, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to... Obviously, I'm not a Cubs fan, but it's hard for... I mean, you rebuild every year? I mean, is that...
There comes a point where you have to have someone... You can't do that. You can't every 2 or 3 years rebuild, or you're just...
It's a long process. I mean, obviously, look at the Pirates. It's taken them a while to get here.
Have the Cubs...
The Cubs haven't really done anything since, what, 06?
Have they rebuilt in recent memory? Have they ever kind of blown the team up and started to rebuild it? Or have they always just kind of plodded along in mediocrity?
Yeah, they piecemeal places. They a few here and a couple pitchers there, but they never completely redo the team.
It's like they keep adding cans of Fix-A-Flat. It's like, it might get you down the road a little bit, but it's not a permanent
thought
solution.
Of it that way, but
it's not a permanent solution. So maybe they need to try it once, because I'm over here thinking back, like, well, when did they ever blow up the team? I don't think they ever tried.
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't think they ever tried a rebuilding stint. Maybe it's time to try. Maybe it's time to be like, okay, let's just do it. Let's just keep a handful of guys and see where we can go from here. We're already bad. It's not like, if we rebuild next year, we're not going to be, competitive.
Well, what gets me,
not going to be anyway.
What gets me, though, is Ramirez doesn't want to be traded. Soriano doesn't want to be. Big Z doesn't want to be. You want to be 13 games back every year and 20 games under 500?
That's what blows my mind is these guys.
I'd be like, get me out of here. Get me out of here.
If I hear about a team who's in the race in another division, that they want me, hey, send me.
But loyalty, guys. What about loyalty to your team?
Shut up.
What? Oh, I thought that was such a big sticking point with everyone. No?
Not when you're talking to Cubs. 529-1450 is our phone number. Let's take another phone call.